On 17th and 18th of September 2024, thousands of handheld pagers and hundreds of walkie-talkies exploded simultaneously across Lebanon and Syria. It looks like a modern warfare. The world was shocked by witnessing the terrifying event. I was also shocked to read about such an incident. It looks straight out of a sci-fi movie. Those pagers and walkie-talkies were intended for use of Hezbollah. More than 40 people lost their life. Among them were 12 civilians. Why and how the security breach happened? Also, pagers and walkie-talkies are so backdated in the era of 5G devices. Then why do they use it? For years, Osama bin Laden evaded capture by cutting off all digital communication, and Hezbollah seems to have read the page from Laden's book, switching to old-fashioned pagers and walkie-talkies to stay off Israel's radar. However, Israel was one step ahead, breaching these outdated systems. One incident last year showed how precise Israel could be. A woman in South Lebanon got a call from someone pretending to be a local official in fluent Arabic, asking if anyone was home. She said no, and just minutes later, a missile hit her house, killing 5 Hezbollah members. The call was used to make sure no civilians were around the strike. After Saleh al-Aruri, Hamas deputy leader, got killed while attending a meeting in Beirut.
Israeli airstrike killed Hamas's deputy leader Tuesday in Beirut.
Along with the killing of several other leaders in different occasions, Hezbollah suspected Israel was tracking their cell phone. Since then, the cell phone ban is strictly implemented and they have started using outdated technology like pager. But still, pagers got compromised, which led to the serious incident. Hezbollah managed to investigate few pagers which didn't explode. Those investigations suggested that Israel has placed 1 to 3 grams of pentaerythritol tetranitrate (PETN), a powerful explosive in each device, which on command exploded. But how they managed to place the explosive and how it went undetected? To understand this, we need to understand that Lebanon faces a range of sanctions from the United States, European Union and their Western partners. In addition, the US, United Kingdom and their allies such as Japan list Hezbollah among terrorist organizations, which means companies cannot directly transfer technology or equipment to the Lebanon or Hezbollah. So they need to come via third party or out-of-book records, for which pagers sat at a port for 3 months awaiting clearance before they were finally moved to the Lebanese group. Hezbollah suspected that it was during those 3 months that Israel managed to plant explosive in the devices. The explosive was tiny in size, for which it went undetected. But to make it lethal, they wrapped it around the battery, for which the explosion propelled outward. Devices could have been activated by incoming message. Footage showed individuals checking their pagers just before the explosion occurred. The trademark on the remains of the exploded pagers were of Taiwan pager manufacturer called Gold Apollo. Though Gold Apollo denied that it had manufactured Hezbollah's pagers and saying it was only their logo that was on the device. Instead, a pager had been built by a Hungarian company called BSC through a license deal, but it seems to be more complicated. It has come to light that Israel might have created shell companies that actually manufactured those explosive pagers for Hezbollah, and BSC was just a link in the supply chain and they didn't make the pagers. This event can be described as Hezbollah's biggest security breach since the beginning of Israel-Hezbollah conflict in October 2023. Around 3:30 p.m. EEST, the primary wave of explosion occurred on 17 September. More than 2,750 people were injured because of the explosion, and 2 among them were innocent children. The second wave on 18 September killed more than 30 people and injured over 750. Pagers were targeted in the first wave, and IOCM walkie-talkies were targeted in the second wave. Hospitals in Lebanon are flooded with people and chaotic scenes are prevailing in the healthcare department. Injuries of the victims are mostly reported to the face, hands, and the stomach. Hezbollah is convinced that Israel is responsible for the respective explosions. Why? Because Israel's history of assassination. Israel and its spy agency Mossad committed similar things in the past times. They have conducted complex operations for killing their enemies, and they used communication device as a tool for achieving their goal. The killing of Mahmoud Hamsari was one of the earliest incidents. The incident took place in the year 1970s. So, who was Mahmoud Hamsari and why Israel killed him? Hamsari was accused of being involved in the 1972 Munich massacre. During Munich Olympics in 1970s, 11 members of Israeli Olympic teams were killed. Israel vowed revenge and accused Hamsari of being involved. This made Hamsari a prime target on their hit list. Hamsari was the representative of PLO, Palestinian Liberation Organization, to France. Mossad agents lured him away from his house. They broke into his home, took his phone apart, packed explosives inside it, and then left. On 8th December 1972, Hamsari did answer the phone, and an Israeli team remotely detonated the explosive.
And a very real assassination of a top commander of the Palestinian organization Hamas.
Because of this incident, Hamsari lost a leg, and after a month, he died. So, explosives in communication device and Israel, this goes a long way back in 1972, and it is not only one-off incident. The assassination of Yahya Ayyash. He was the bomb maker of Hamas with a nickname of the Engineer. He was one of the founding members of the Hamas military wing and reportedly the mastermind behind a lot of suicide bombings. He was targeted by various security agencies of Israel known as Shin Bet. Their strategies were similar to the Mossad. They swept out Ayyash's phone, followed by placing explosive inside it, and waited for him to answer the call. After confirmation, Shin Bet remotely detonated the explosive, which killed him in an instant. This attack happened in 1996, which is 23 years apart from the incident involving Hamsari's killing. The manner of these killings are similar in regards to strategies and tactics. Coming back to the current state, many people are fearing that the escalating violence has the potential to lead to an all-out war between Hezbollah of Lebanon and Israel. This would further destabilize a region which is already shaken by the fighting in Gaza. On the other hand, Iran's elite revolutionary guard corps, that is IRGC, had ordered all its members to stop using any kind of communication device after the deadly attacks and explosions. This incident raised an eyebrow, and member of the Iranian National Security Commission of Parliament said one likely scenario regarding the deadly helicopter crash that killed Iran's President Ebrahim Raisi is the explosion of his pager. Raisi used a pager, although the type of pager he used might be different from the ones Hezbollah forced had. However, one of the likely scenarios regarding the chopper crash is the explosion of his pager. It is still unclear if he used the same pager brand. An official investigation into the helicopter crash found it was caused by challenging climatic and atmospheric conditions. This tells us that modern warfare will be fought not only with guns, bullets, tanks, and fighter planes, but also with technology, propaganda, economic, and cyber warfare, which can wreak havoc in government and civilian infrastructure and disrupt critical systems, resulting in damage to state and even loss of lives.